You hear it in the middle of the night. At first, you aren't sure what it is. You'll think maybe it was the pipes or maybe just some settling in the house. But then you hear it again and you realize that this sound is not normal. This sound is terrifying. Now, you know it sounds like someone is down there moving about. Sometimes you even hear voices. You tell yourself it's no big deal. It's probably just some animals, right? Maybe an old raccoon looking for somewhere to sleep, or a family of mice looking for food. But those little scratching noises are getting louder, and whatever's down there seems to be getting closer. Then one day you find some droppings in the basement. You don't want to go down there to investigate because you have a bad feeling about it. Whatever is making those sounds has been down there long enough to start leaving its mark. Now you really wish that you had gotten that waterproof camera that you saw on Amazon last week. Let's check out 30 creepy things that were found in basements. Then let me know in the comments if you've ever found anything creepy in your basement. 30. Old diaries. People used to write about everything in their diaries. They would write about their days at school, their crushes, and how they felt when their goldfish died. Imagine finding your parents' diary in the basement and reading all about their crushes. Awkward. Number 29. Old photo album. The thing about old photo albums is that you can look through them forever and never get to the good pictures. The best pictures are always at the end. If you're lucky, you might find some baby pictures of your parents or maybe some pictures of your grandparents as young adults. Maybe you'll even find a picture of the day that your family home was purchased. No! 28 medical equipment. There's nothing more terrifying than going into your basement and seeing a leather strap with some metal clasps attached to it. What was that used for anyway? How did it get down there? Number 27, a secret passageway. Some basements come with secret passageway. These are usually found behind old wardrobes or bookcases. You turn the key in the lock, and suddenly the wall slides open to reveal a passageway leading somewhere else entirely. Where does it lead to? Number 26, animal skeletons. After a while of living in a house, you tend to pick up a few creepy when these critters die, they sometimes get lost in your basement. So, if you see a few bones down there, it's probably just an animal skeleton. Unless you live in the South, then it could be a human skeleton. Number 25, an old trunk. Who actually uses trunks anymore? We use suitcases now, obviously. Trunks are so old-fashioned, but they do make great storage solutions. You might find one in your basement filled with cobwebs and old family photos. Number 24, old bicycles. Remember the first bicycle that you ever owned? Did it have training wheels? Oh, the sweet memories. Well, if you're lucky, your parents kept it in the basement so that you could ride it whenever you wanted to. But if they threw it away, you might find it in the basement, collecting dust and cobwebs. Number 23, Christmas decorations. We all love putting up our Christmas trees and decorating them with ornaments and tinsel and lights. But where do we put all of those decorations after the holidays are over? In the basement, of course. Just make sure that you check for spiders before you take them out next year. Number 22, old windows. Nowadays, windows are made from double or even triple glazed glass, which helps keep your energy bills low. But older homes often have single glazed windows in the basement, which means that you might find some old windows down there. Number 21, Halloween costumes. Children love dressing up for Halloween, but some costumes are truly terrifying. It's always the quiet ones that you need to watch out for. The ones that stand still and don't move until you walk right past them. And then they jump out and say, "Boo!" and you scream. So maybe your parents kept your old costumes in the basement. Number 20, political campaign posters. Do you remember the last time that you got really excited about a political candidate? You probably made a poster for them and walked around the neighborhood trying to convince everyone to vote for them. You might have even put up some posters on telephone poles, although that's kind of illegal. Number 19, family heirlooms. Some families have weird heirlooms that get passed down from generation to generation. Maybe it's a porcelain doll that looks like it crapped its pants or a dusty old top hat that's covered in moth holes. You never know what kind of weird stuff people collect. Number 80, board games. Many of us grew up playing board games with our families. It was a fun way to spend an evening indoors. And who doesn't love Monopoly? Well, if you're lucky, your parents kept all of your old board games in the basement. Just be careful when you play Monopoly. The pieces can be sharp. Number 17, old furniture. Whenever you move into a new house, you have to decide what furniture to bring with you and what to leave behind. The things that you leave behind usually end up in your basement. That's why you might find an old wardrobe down there that doesn't match any of the other furniture in your house. Number 16, a television. Old box TVs are extremely heavy, which is why most people throw them out when they get a new TV. But if your parents bought a new TV before they moved out, it might be sitting in the basement waiting for someone to take it away. Number 15, antique tools. If your house was built before the 1960s, then it probably came with some antique tools in the basement. These could include saws, drills, wrenches, and hammers. Some of these tools could be worth a lot of money, so it's important that you don't throw them away. Number 14, vintage luggage. We use suitcases now, of course, but back in the olden times, people used vintage luggage. These were usually made from leather and head brass clasps. You might find some in your basement that belonged to your parents or maybe even your grandparents. Number 13, old appliances. Nowadays, appliances are built to last a few years and then break down so that you're forced to buy a new one. But back in the day, appliances were built to last. You might find an old washing machine or refrigerator in your basement that's still fully functional. Number 12, a doll house. Every child wants a doll house when they're young, and if you're lucky, your parents bought you one. You spent hours upon hours playing with your dollhouse, arranging the furniture and making sure that all of the dolls were accounted for. Where did you keep it once you got too old for it? The basement? Of course. Number 11, vintage vinyl records. Back before CDs, people listened to vinyl records. These records were huge, taking up lots of space in record players. And if you're lucky, your parents kept all of your old records in the basement. These could be worth a lot of money, especially if they're rare. Number 10, old school desks. Children love to draw and write. And what better place to do that than at a large wooden desk? Well, if you're lucky, your parents kept your old school desk in the basement so that you could use it whenever you wanted to draw or write. Number 9, broken furniture. Every now and then something breaks around the house. For example, you might have leaned your bike against a table and broken it. Or maybe a chair broke under your uncle's weight. Whatever it is, it gets thrown down into the basement and forgotten about. No. 8, taxidermy. Do you like taxidermy? Personally, I think it's creepy. These mounted animal heads are found in many basements. And if you're planning on moving into an old house anytime soon, then you should probably Google what taxidermy means. No. 7A, coffin. Coffins are creepy enough on their own. But imagine finding one in your basement. How did it get there? Who put it there? Why haven't they taken it out yet? Coffins should be buried in the ground, not left in people's basements. Number 6, old Christmas trees. Christmas trees are beautiful during the holidays, but what happens to them afterwards? Most people throw them out and the tree starts to rot. If you live in a 2-story house, then your old Christmas trees are probably in the basement. Number 5, fog. There's nothing worse than walking down your basement stairs and being met with thick, white fog. It feels like something straight out of a horror movie. But really, it's just condensation. Don't worry, just make sure that your basement is well ventilated. Number 4, mannequins. Department stores use mannequins to display clothes. But what happens to these mannequins when the store closes for the night? Well, Some of them come to life and prowl the streets at night looking for human flesh. Just kidding. But you'd be surprised at how many mannequins you can find in people's basements. No. 3. Bird nests. Birds love to build their nests in attics and basements. They're dark, dank, and full of bugs. Exactly what birds look for when choosing a nest. So if you see any bird droppings in your basement, then there's probably a bird nest nearby. No. 2. A pet cemetery. Have you ever lost a pet? It's heartbreaking, but sometimes you have to. If you bury your pet in your backyard, it's possible that you could end up with a pet cemetery in your basement. All of the headstones could be there. Number 1, strange lights. There's nothing worse than going into your basement and seeing strange lights coming from the corner. You walk over to investigate and see that it's some sort of device that you've never seen before. Do you try to unplug it, or do you call the authorities? All right, now it's time to make your voice heard. Comment below and let me know what the creepiest thing that you've ever found in a basement was. And if you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't already. See you later.